Welcome back as we are getting ready here for year 5 with the Tulane Green Wave here on College Football 25. Took us a little longer to get here than I expected it to as far as in real lifetime. Um, but yeah, we've been sitting here waiting for a while, trying to get to this point, and I think this is a very, very big year for us here. As yeah, I just think that it was time to move up to the Big 12. We have doing that. We have done that. We have a very difficult schedule, at least on paper. You know, 4 top 25 teams, 3 in the top 11 in the preseason rankings. We come in the preseason number 5. Obviously, the big standout game is this Week 5 matchup at Clemson, the number 1 team in the country, national champions. But I do think we have a team that is ready to take that step. Of course, the biggest thing of this offseason was us moving into the Big 12. I just felt like we had kind of moved past the point of the American. The Big 12 to me is kind of the interesting thing because who I'm planning on doing a Dynasty for in College Football 26 is not in this conference. I didn't want to do the SEC because I did the Georgia Dynasty. I didn't think the ACC really made sense. I think there's just a chance here in the Big 12. There's a void where there are good teams. There are teams that have had success here in the Big 12, but I do think that we have a chance to kind of fill that void instantly while still being challenged. As we head into this season, we are the clear alpha team coming into it. Now, Kansas State has beaten us before in this series. We upset Texas Tech last year on the road, so it'll be interesting, to kind of get back to play them again here. But yeah, I just felt like it was time for us to take that step and just move out of the American. I felt like in year 5, we're at that point. To me, a lot of this team is very similar to what it was this past year. Celestia Chin is back at quarterback. We do have Sergio Fields behind him, and I haven't gotten done editing numbers and everything. We might do some of that in the video. We're just going to kind of chill and relax and take a look. Sergio Fields, of course, was the 5-star, number 1 ranked quarterback in the class, and certainly looks like a future, starting caliber star player for us. I'm really, really excited to get a chance to play with him. He's got a nice, fun little kind of 3/4, almost sidearm delivery. So definitely wanting to push this to 7 seasons is my plan, even if that means doing a couple of Saturday uploads, which has not really been my thing. But really want to try to push to get to year 7. I'd like to play with him for a year. Celestia Chin being just an 86 overall as far as his base before the boost. Not really the kind of player that's likely to leave. I think my understanding is you kind of got to hit that 88 overall threshold. But yeah, Celestia Chin is back as our starting quarterback. Of course, he had a big year in development that really kind of funneled through Trey Bueno. But I think he did a really nice job overall moving the football, despite what I think outside of Bueno and Eric Browning, Kyprien was really solid, but overall like a not great supporting class. And I do think that what we have around him is more special this year. We did a really nice job cutting down on the turnovers. We did have a bad, 4 interception game against Penn State in the playoffs when we ended up losing, but really cut that interception rate while greatly increasing the touchdowns, yards per average, completion percentage, everything. He was really, really good. We didn't scramble as much with him as we did the year before, but he does have that element. He just kind of has the case of fumbling the football a little bit. Running back, Eric Browning is, of course, back, but Cordell Finnerty actually took a really big jump over the offseason. He's up to 95 speed. I'm moving to the playbook that I used at the end of the Georgia Dynasty because I think it's going to allow us to kind of open up this run game. After an impressive freshman season where he was kind of a main cog into us actually getting to a bowl game in year 3, Finnerty really struggled this past year, but I think the junior out of Nebraska is really ready to take the next step and fill that void. Obviously, Browning was running back of the year last year. It's the 3rd time in this series that we have won that award. And it came off the back of 1,100 yard rushing, 10 touchdowns, almost 800 yards receiving. That is probably the number I would expect to drop. I do think that his carries and stuff are going to be pretty much in line, but I'm not expecting to throw the ball to him as much as we did this past year in this offense, but it's the basis of his skill set, so it's still going to be a big part of what we do offensively. But he obviously had a massive sophomore campaign. It's pretty much going to be those two guys. In the past, I've liked Eberle a little bit more than Richard here, but I think either one of them can kind of fill that backup role behind Browning and fill in that spot if need be. Not expecting Sam Holliday to play much this year. Wide receiver, obviously, Trey Bueno should have won the Heisman last year, broke every record pretty much that you can, shattered the receiving yards in a single season, shattered the receiving touchdowns in a single season. He was really the entire reason, in my opinion, that we made the playoffs. I think the defense was pretty good for most parts of the season, had plenty of ups and downs. But if the offense was struggling, Trey Bueno was going to beat them down the field. Like, he was going to make gigantic, game-changing catches. And he did that consistently, almost to the point that it was a complete bailout for the offense, if we're being honest, right? I would imagine his stats fall a little bit more in line with his 2026. The playbook that I'm going to be using is not quite wide receiver one friendly, and I think that Bueno is going to get his looks because I'm going to make sure he gets the ball, but it's I'm not expecting us to have to completely focus our entire passing game around him and Browning, because I'm expecting Tavares Peppers here to have a really nice season. Redshirt freshman, got on the field a little bit last year. He's really similar in a lot of ways to Bueno. He's a more physical athlete, probably not quite as good a route runner, but he's got excellent release with really good speed. I think he's going to operate out of the slot for us. That release is probably good enough. He's going to operate as a number two some as well. See if we can take deep shots to him. Amari Muhammad was okay last year. Again, so much of that passing offense funneled through Bueno. 21 catches, a $181, did not get into the end zone. But he's solid. He's just, he's a big physical target, just not very fast. Sean Nicholas is pretty solid. I mean, he had several big third down conversions for us last year, but not anything incredible. Brett Kutcher has just not really developed that much, at least through his redshirt season, but 6'5" with 94 speed and 93 acceleration is a guy that can certainly make plays. As far as the freshman, because I don't think Cord Doucette here is going to be a big game breaker for us in the future. Does have impact development, has not great caps, though. He's going to operate pretty much immediately as a special teamer for us. He's got the speed that can certainly at least fill that role for us. RJ Clinton here is a normal development, pretty well a capped out guy. Not really expecting much from him. Wide receiver is definitely a major focus for us when it comes to our recruiting class. Akeem Ogbugu here has decent enough. Like, I think he's probably going to end up in the mid-70s. So, we're kind of looking for that next, group of players because Bueno is gone. I would be shocked if he comes back another season. I think Pepper's is a guy that can slide right into that alpha wide receiver one, get the ball to him, roll. Muhammad is a guy that obviously will be back. Next year, I think I can find a role for him despite kind of the limited athleticism. Nicholas is going to be gone, though. We've got to find guys. Maybe Kutcher develops a little bit. But we've got to find guys that can really make an impact. Here at tight end, Myrtle and Campanaro are back. This is going to be Campanero's offense as far as the tight end position. He improved a little bit. He's a vertical threat, speed. It's a different element than what we get out of Myrtle slightly. Myrtle's a pretty good athlete, too. But Campanaro, he's a sophomore. He's a future position. We're going to go with him. At left tackle, we're going Tristan Fortenberry there. Silver's our highest rated right guard, but we're actually going to be playing Marincola at left guard and Stewart here at right guard. Really strengthens that group. Jeremiah Neighbors is a guy here at center that has really waited his turn and has developed extremely well as a former 3-star. He's pretty well capped out, got some growth maybe left, but pretty well a tapped out player. But I think he is going to be an outstanding center for us. Could be a one and done as far as being a starter for us. And then Nick Westerman's growth here at right tackle kind of forced Brady Rentz to decide to just leave. But it's a pretty good overall offensive line. I feel very good about where we're coming at here going into the Big 12. Defensively, a lot of changes here at ends, right? You had Batiste, Cade Olson, and Ashley Williams have all now graduated. Angelo Ishmael is kind of the first guy up. He is a power rusher out of Tucker, Georgia. Really good strength, good hit power, 85 power moves. It's a good number right now. Now it's peaked, it's tapped out. He does have some other growth that he can get into, but as a redshirt freshman being at 85 overall after the boost, definitely a guy that's going to be playing for us. Tony Kiki is probably going to be playing a lot of the right end spot. Darren Burnett has not come in and really lit the world on fire as much as I thought he was going to at one point in time. Then I think Lobato and Buschetti give really good depth along with Burnett. Probably going to try to redshirt these freshmen that we just brought in. Brian Roche got great caps, has a really, really good chance, I think, of being a very good player for us. Could be a really good run defender, can definitely develop his power moves or finesse moves. So I think that's kind of his weakness, is where does he eventually go to as a pass rusher, but at least he's got plenty of growth, good development, pretty solid development trait. Stanley Jovanovic, the other guy we really liked, 4-star guy. Again, incredible caps. He's got a chance to be an elite pass rusher with power moves or finesse moves, just a matter of which one of those develops. He's definitely much more of a solidly ready to play right now run stopper, but certainly has room to grow. Joaquin Reynoso. Again, solid development trait, got really good caps. I think he's going to be a player for us moving forward. It's just a matter of kind of where he lies. Now, he's got the good power moves already, but he's pretty close to his cap, maybe somewhere in the 85-ish range. For him down the line, feel really good about our right end spots. Obviously, feel very, very good about what we have for our defensive tackle. Cantu, Fuller, Ferrier has not really developed that much, but Toon is definitely coming along here after his redshirt season. Really, really strong defensive tackle group, and that's with a guy like Matt Russo, not going to play, and he's got excellent caps. 4-star guy. We've really developed very well along the defensive line. It's just a matter of these guys stepping up. Robert Lucien was I believe, the number 1 outside linebacker in his recruiting class. Made some clutch plays for us last year, despite the stats not overly standing out. 18 tackles, 5 tackles for loss, 3.5 sacks. As a part-time player, Lucien is going to be a major pass rush threat for us as we get into the nickel. It's going to be him, and it's going to be Ishmael. Ishmael's going to be rushing off the left side with that 89 with the boost power move, while Lucian's going to be coming off the right side with, his finesse move, 94. So Lucien, he's a pass rush tendency guy with great athleticism. I think he's going to be a dominant player coming off the edge. I really do. I think he's going to be outstanding. I think he's going to be the best player on this defense this season. Elijah Kilgo is, of course, back. 4th year as a starter. 95 overall after the boost. He's been just excellent for us. 2 100 tackle campaigns. Most tackles for loss in the season last year. He didn't get a sack, didn't get an interception. Obviously, I spent a lot of time playing against him, and I can do better at times for sure. Kumar was a starter for us last year. Thought he played really well. But obviously, he was a former 2-star guy, right, that we got a great season out of. A 2 interception, 100 tackle season. But Larry Free just certainly looked, and that overall doesn't tell me everything. So, and I haven't officially decided on this, but Larry Free is a slightly better athlete, or definitely a better athlete, when it comes to acceleration. He's got a little bit more speed, more change of direction. His play rec is similar. His awareness is higher. His tackling is better. He's better against the run, something that I do think we did struggle with when it came to Kumar. Neither one of them are great pass rushers. It's not really their thing. Pursuit, relatively close, and the zone is relatively close. So Kumar's biggest strength is his man coverage. We don't run a whole lot of man. So that might be something we maybe try to play a little bit less. But, the zone and everything is just close enough. I think Free is just getting a chance to be a guy for us. And I think he's ready to be a starter. He developed extremely well. It's really, really close between them. And then you still have Sefa Shin, who is obviously just a fantastic athlete. That 90 speed redshirt freshman took a nice jump over the offseason. It's just a matter of him maybe not being quite ready enough from an awareness perspective, just the mental side of the game. But he is going to be a major player. I think he's going to end up being a starter next year for us. So long as he doesn't transfer for whatever reason. I don't know what his deal breaker is, playing style. Should end up being fine on that. Cortland Washington, probably going to play some as a pass rusher. That is definitely his biggest strength. Along with maybe if we're really playing a team that runs the ball a lot, maybe he plays a little bit more there with the 85 block shed. But even then, Ian Fine, 88 block shed. Eldrin Camp, I was super excited about him in that first class. 3-star guy, the star development. He's got great caps. He's just not consistent. He just doesn't have, it, I guess. He's a phenomenal athlete. Definitely the best athlete of this right outside linebacker group. But, the zone just not high enough to consistently play. The pass rush, 81 power moves is good, right? But it's not great when you compare it to other guys on the team. The awareness and play rec just not that high. He's not a great run defender. It's just not there, unfortunately. He ended up just being over-recruited, to be honest with you. I think he would be a very good starter for us if we just didn't have guys ahead of him. Cornerback, to me, is the weakest spot here. Things start, obviously, with Marquise Bickley. Former 5-star, was a top 5 cornerback, may have been the top cornerback in that same class as Robert Lucien was the top outside linebacker. Bickley did not have an interception last year, played as kind of cornerback 4. We made sure to get him snaps. He developed extremely well. Obviously, 99 speed. He's got a lot of strength when it comes to that. I do have coaching points, so I'm probably going to try to do something here with these defensive backs to try to get more boosts because it's not great. Caleb Amerson is a true freshman that's actually going to come in and be a starter for us. Immediately, he's 6'3", 92 speed. He's got 80 zones, the second highest on the team from a zone perspective. Obviously, don't want to do a whole lot of press with him. Not going to be doing a lot of press in general because Bickley's not incredibly high as well. Briscoe is going to be moving into the slot. I think it's just kind of more of his strength given his speed acumen. He's a pretty solid tackler with good hit power. I think he really fits in there here as a redshirt senior. Hopface is kind of going to operate as cornerback 4 and 5, kind of between him and Jermaine Boggs. But I think Amerson, just with that 80 zone, I think is definitely worth playing on the outside and move Briscoe into the slot. I think that's where we're going to go. So it's a very young cornerback room outside of Briscoe. Obviously, a lot of freshmen. Bickley is a true sophomore. This is going to be the weakness. We are going to have to get after the quarterbacks for sure. Free safety, Jeremiah Jolly is back again for his third year as a starter, while Maxwell Jordan is going to be a strong safety again. Don't be surprised if Stanley Ficken really finds a way to make an impact on this team. I think if we struggle some at cornerback, maybe Amerson is not playing great. Maybe I move Briscoe outside and move Ficken into the slot corner spot. Maybe I move him to strong safety and move Maxwell Jordan into that slot corner spot. Ficken can play. He's a good athlete, great change of direction, 87 zone. He's a really, really good, talented player that is just kind of behind guys that are better. Strong safety spot, Pascal. Just the speed really worries me. Andres here has the speed, has the natural athleticism, just hasn't developed as much as I would like. Helmke is back for his senior year. We got to go get a kicker. Eric Caver is back as our punter. So it's a really talented team. It's the best one, should be in the Big Ten. And we'll take a look. I think that's kind of going to end up being the focus, right? As I want to really take a look. We may look at the rest of the teams in the top 5, but last year I really did a position by position breakdown nationally. We're in a new conference. I think that's what I really want to focus on. Is that. Now, we'll kind of peruse, I'll click through the top players at every position, but we're not going to go in any kind of in-depth thing with it. I really want to focus on the teams that we are going to be playing in this conference. But before we do that, we'll take a look at the recruiting board that I got. Obviously, we're always going after a quarterback. Eric Fraboni is the guy that we're going after here. Running back, I want to kind of add some guys here. Not looking great here through the first week. We'll see. If we can't get either one of these guys, I'll probably, just maneuver their hours onto somebody else. But really, really would like this Mukuamu from Texas, power back guy. But he's gotten a lot of offers. Probably not really worth the hours that I'm using there. Even Rosen is not a guy that's really given us much thought here at all. We'll give it 1 week. If not, I'm going to move past that. Wide receiver going after a couple guys here. Malcolm Kaiser. We have lost wide receiver recruits to Ole Miss multiple times in this series. Looks like that could be the case here again. James Slade. We got off to a good start with him. Hopefully we can bring him in. He's another deep threat, speed guy. Trying to add some more athleticism to that room. Very similar to a Trey Bueno type, whereas Kaiser is more of that physical archetype. No tight ends, prospects right now. Going after a couple of offensive tackles, even Washington, who again is a bust. We need to continue to add depth here, though, along that offensive line. In a pretty decent spot, at least starting off here early. Same here for guard. Need to add more high-impact players here on the lower levels of the class. It's going to be some tough recruiting battles. I'm going to try to do a better job of, getting out of these battles quicker. I think that's something that really hurt me last year and why I'm actually talking about it. I mean, Total's the guy that has us first. Why don't we go ahead and just back off some hours here? Maybe we drop him down here to this 35, and then I'll go ahead and start just putting 50 hours towards total. He's the guy we seem most likely to get. I need to make sure we're adding somebody really, really good at the guard position this year. Center, not going after anybody. Denard Slayton's another high-end, top 5 player at the defensive end position that wants to come here. We gave him a scholarship. We're battling TCU, it looks like right now. For him, defensive tackle, we've consistently gotten guys here, so I'm not overly worried about sending a bunch, right? Like even Shaw is a 5-star base. We've got defensive tackles, should fit for another year or two and be perfectly fine there. So kind of adding in more points, like hoping that Homer maybe has a better dev trait. Fumagalli, just feel a little bit better about getting him versus the teams that we're battling against here for Shaw. Outside linebacker, I would be pretty shocked if we don't land 2 of these guys, to be honest with you. Middle linebacker, we're off to a great start here with Falau out of Hawaii. Story, 5-star, number 1 player in the country. We've had success getting these super high-end 5-star guys. We're going to try to make a push. We'll see how this goes, though. Trying to add a single corner. We're very young in that room. I'm not, super bothered if we don't add somebody. But we are losing Briscoe. Free safety, Maxwell Jordan and Jeremiah Jolly are kind of getting up there. So as far as when they're going to have to leave. So we're just taking a look here at Rubin and Woodside. Free safety, really need to add at least one of those guys. No strong safeties, and of course we are going after a kicker. Not overly worried right now about where we are. We're offered him. We're giving him hours. I think we're going to be okay when it comes to that. Let's take a look just around the Big 12. And we'll just start things off with, we'll just start all the way. We'll go all the way to Arizona. Big 12 team. Look like they're okay at quarterback. Pretty good at running back. A lot of depth. No real superstar outside of Valentine. Has that potential, though. Wide receiver group is okay. Nothing crazy. Really solid tight end room. Very deep. Almost too many players. Offensive line is not fantastic on the interior outside of the right guard. The offensive line is just okay, really and truly. Defensive line, not good. It's not great anyway. I'll say it's good. It's not great. Linebackers are solid. Cornerback room is a lot like ours, just not as young. Not a, they got one standout guy here in Toljan. And it's a little bit farther down for everybody else. Safeties look okay. Obviously, they're an 81 overall. They're a lot closer to more of the American Conference teams than an SEC caliber team. Arizona State kind of looks similar, not great offensively as far as skill guys at all. The offensive line is pretty solid. Defensive line got a couple of good starters at the ends, but defensive tackle's not great. Linebackers are pretty good. Cornerbacks definitely a much better group than what we're rolling out with from an overall perspective. Safeties are okay. Let's see. Baylor. Okay, so they got, again, just another young quarterback here, junior. Was that a former 3-star guy? Okay, so that's who they looks like they're rolling with. Excellent running back in Ramsey Zellington. 98 speed. He's a game breaker. He's the kind of guy that gives me fits with the big speed, the big change of direction. Even dodge right behind him is very, very similar. So 2 really good running backs, and it drops off heavily. Wide receiver, there is no speed here in this group at all. None. There's no high-end speed. Tight end's okay. Really good left tackle. Left guard was horrendous. So it's not a good offensive line. This is the only thing that really worries me with the Big 12. There's not a lot of teams that do a lot of elite recruiting. That's the only thing that really scares me about moving here. They are outstanding at the end spots, at least with their starter. Defensive line in general is really good. Linebackers, got a couple of guys. They're not amazing. The cornerback room, again, they kind of got this top guy in Frank Bridges. There's not a lot of speed there with him, but they got some other guys that are pretty quick. Safeties are okay. So they're okay. They don't feel like an 84 overall team to me. Just in glancing through. Sorry, Cal is in the ACC. I didn't mean to click off on them. Let's see. Cincinnati. Okay, so they got a great wide receiver. Solid guys along that offensive line. So it's a good wide receiver room. Pretty good quarterback here in Ross Randall. Is a redshirt freshman, being an 82 base, 85 after the boost guy. He's capped out. See how long he ends up being the starter, but he's at least a starter for this year, it looks like. Pretty good at running back. Really good wide receiver room as far as that top trio. Got an athletic tight end. That's going to give us fits. They're very good along the offensive line. Good across the defensive line. Okay at linebacker. Not great at corner, not great in the safety. So that'll be our spot. You're probably not going to run the ball a whole lot against them. They probably got a chance to run the football a little bit on you, at least not give up a bunch of sacks. It's a solid roster there. Colorado had a successful season last year. They don't start off the season in the top 25, but so far they've been the best, just pure overall at the top roster we've seen so far. Things start off with Brian Knott here, a former 3-star quarterback, junior. Pretty well a capped out player, but a good athlete, decent arm strength. Good top end running back here, but he is hurt. He is out for the year. So just a guy that's not going to play there at all, which sucks for them. So the running back room is got some speed. Brandon Hood, 99 speed is scary there. Wide receiver room, athletic, with decent size here. Very athletic tight end. Offensive line is okay. It's passable. Defensive line is okay, pretty good. Linebackers, okay. Cornerback room, really solid. Burton is definitely the type of guy that could give Bueno fits with that speed. Not very tall, though. Solid cornerback room. If Case Vaharn is starting for them, that is definitely a weak spot with the 83 speed. Does have good size. Got really good change of direction, though, and good man coverage. As long as he's playing in the slots, you're probably okay with him. So pretty good cornerback room. They're okay. They do have a nice athletic, strong safety there. They're okay at the safety spot, though. And then let's go to Houston. Not great. They got one good wide receiver here in Alex Small. Quentin Drake is okay. Okay wide receiver room. Rest of the skill positions are not great. This offensive line is not great. Defensive line's got the defensive line is good. It's good, no doubt about it. Really good middle linebacker. A couple of good players here at right outside linebacker. Really good, fast, good size in the cornerback room. So that's impressive. And the safeties are solid enough. So Houston's not terrible. They're much better defensively to me than what they are offensively. Iowa State again just looks solid. Like we're definitely the best team in the Big 12 for sure. They got a good quarterback though. The Cyclones do. Decent wide receivers. Not a great skill position group. Good along the offensive line. Good with some depth at the end spots, but the defensive tackle group is really weak. Good middle linebackers, one good right outside linebacker. Everything else is pretty terrible there. Quarterbacks are okay. Safeties are okay. Oh, was that a strong safety of 62? There's no way he's a starter. Okay, there's no way that they're starting either one of those guys. So that is a team that is 1 year away from being horrendous, in my opinion. Go to Kansas. Again, just okay. Like you're waiting to see like the scary team, and maybe we just haven't gotten to them yet. They're okay. Pretty decent offensive line. Defensive line's got some guys. Linebackers got some guys. Pretty decent cornerback room. Safeties are solid. Like this to me looks like the offensive and defensive rating should be flipped, but it's a good quarterback and it's a good offensive line. Roland Blank, what was he? Probably a 3-star guy. He's capped out. Has he played for them? Just out of curiosity. 28 touchdowns, 11 picks last year. So they at least he's a tapped out quarterback, but he's a pretty solid one. Wusu is actually definitely the more exciting guy behind him. The 93 speed, 95 throw power. Okay. Kansas State. This is probably the big bad. Maybe Texas Tech when we get there, but this is probably the big bad here. Blake Barnett, if I'm not mistaken, that's an Alabama guy, former Alabama guy. Am I wrong on that? He's been to Kansas State the whole time here. For some reason, that seems like it's reminding me of somebody for Alabama. So they got a good quarterback that's a good athlete. They have their classic power backs here. You know they're going to run the football a lot. Still got Spradley Demps. Wow. Anini. So solid wide receiver room. Yeah, this is a pretty good skill position group. The tight ends aren't great. Offensive line menaces all across. Defensive line is not great. Linebackers, a 96 speed outside linebacker, Boone Morris. Wow. Linebackers are really good athletes. Pretty solid top two here at corner. It's overall pretty solid. Yeah, they're the best team that we have seen, and they play in a way that really struggle against in this game. A lot of just power running right at you. Okay. Who else? I hope as I'm scrolling through, I'm just not missing somebody off the top of my head. Oklahoma State, solid quarterback, outstanding running back here. Shane Shable, a 96 overall, elusive back, former 4-star with elite development. He is not even capped out. That is insanity. And he has barely played. I don't know who their running back was before him, but he has literally barely played. He has less than 700 yards rushing in his career. 3 total touchdowns. Wow. They have an outstanding running back room. That has to be the best running back room in the country. Wide receivers are solid. They got a nice standout guy there. Tight ends aren't great. They do have a blocker, which is great with that running back room. Offensive line is good on the interior. It's just kind of a little weak at left tackle, but a solid overall. Defensive line should be able to run the ball, move the ball, and then block them, but it's okay. Linebackers, pretty solid. Cornerback room, solid. Secondary overall, solid. Okay, so Oklahoma State, Kansas State right now are the two that definitely stand out just in the initial look through. Let's see. TCU. Outstanding quarterback, Hoss Hedgney. Star development, really good. Have to assume he's started for them. 31-10 and then 37-9. He takes care of the football while being able to throw it, while having 91 speed. So that is a menace. Good starter at running back. The rest of the group is solid. Really good, really athletic. Wide receiver room. Would love to have that at Tulane. Good tight end. That's the best offense that we have seen. Defensive line's good. Linebackers are not. Freeland is pretty good, but the rest of that group is not very good. Top two cornerbacks are good. Then it's a young, athletic group. The safeties are okay. Okay, so really, really good offense. Defense to me is just okay. Texas Tech looks on paper to be the most talented team. So they have Brian Cush at quarterback, former two-star. So they have not hit that position well. He has not played at all. Jeremy Payne, of course, good running back, great change of direction. Definitely is a guy that can make plays. They got a good running back room there with their top two for sure. Obviously, they lost a couple of guys here at the wide receiver room, but they got two really high-end guys at the top, and then some athleticism here in Kevin Rico. Tight end room's got one guy that is really bad. They have got to get some offensive linemen. That group is heading towards disaster. Defensive line, really good. Linebackers are okay. Got a couple of guys there. Cornerback, nice athleticism. Isaiah Collins. So we're not going to be able to just Trey Bueno them to death with Collins there. Okay, Puente. So solid cornerback room. Solid safeties. This is a team. This is kind of a swan song session for them. It looks like, kind of as I'm glancing around the roster, and it comes with a redshirt sophomore quarterback that's not great. So that is definitely a major hole for them. And then we are back here with Tulane. So let's just kind of peruse everybody nationally. And just kind of look at some of the best players. So the guy out of TCU is the top quarterback, Alberto Mendoza. They're at Indiana. So you got four guys in the 90 overall range. Okay. I got a 98 overall USC running back, Brett Colson, a receiving back, star development. Okay. 99 after the boost. It's been okay. Nothing spectacular. Okay. Browning's up there at the top towards that. Wide receiver, where is Bueno? A little bit farther down from a purely overall perspective, all with guys outside of Freeland that are actually lower than him. Georgia got a couple of wide receivers there back to back. And Freeland and Godlewski. Okay. Oh. Tight end. Several guys here in the 90s. USC looks like they got a really talented team. Just kind of quickly looking through some of this stuff here. A couple of Penn State guys. A couple more Penn State guys. Okay. Definitely looks like Michigan's got a very good offensive line. Okay, a couple guys there in the 90s. Okay. I'm not seeing, look at Kilgo there at the top. Tied with Marvin Poole with the boost. Of course, Poole is a 95 base. There's no team that I'm really seeing that's just like overly standing out. Oregon, Georgia, DeMello Jones, shout out, Waynesburg, Georgia. Number one cornerback in the country. Okay, at least heading into the season. Florida with a couple of top end safeties there. I mean, Georgia definitely stands out. Oregon stands out. Penn State and Michigan with the offensive line. USC has definitely got some standout players there as well at quarterback and running back. But, yeah, we'll take a look at the top 25 here. It's Clemson, who, of course, we are playing. Oregon, Penn State, Michigan. So 3 Big Ten teams, an ACC team, and then little old Tulane here in the Big 12. Your top 5 with Florida, Pitt, Miami, TCU, and Notre Dame running out the top 10. Texas Tech, Tennessee, Cincy, NC State, Boston College. Top 15 is Oklahoma, Virginia Tech, Alabama, Rutgers, Washington State, Arkansas, USC, Georgia, UCLA, and Arizona. So, just in the Big 12, you've definitely got some teams. My expectations for this season are to win the Big 12. 100%. I really think that that's in the cards for us, and I think that's the future of what we're going to do here. It's a good conference, but I think we are definitely the standout team. I'm expecting to be back in the playoffs and expecting to see some major developments as we take a look at the Heisman watch. Somehow Trey Bueno is not here, despite the fact that you have 3 wide receivers on the list, and none of them are the Georgia guys, which is a little surprising. Carlson has not really done anything to warrant that other than being just a super high overall. But yeah, I think that's pretty much going to do it. Next episode, we will sim to our first game. We will take on Syracuse on the road. Then we'll get another bye week, and then we got a couple of what I'm hoping are going to be snoozers before we go back on the road for a month straight here. It's a tough schedule with a lot of tough road games mixed in here. I did not look at BYU. I think that was the only team in the conference that I didn't look at. Let me double check that. Looked at TCU, Texas Tech, Arizona State. Did not look at UCF. And did not look at BYU or Utah or West Virginia. Still takes some getting used to, even for somebody like me that, just trying to quickly peruse this. We'll look at UCF. Good backfield. Good skill positions overall. Tight end's a little weak. Offensive line does not have a lot of depth, but is solid. Defensive line does not have a lot of depth, but is very good at the top. Linebackers, okay. Cornerback group, solid with a lot of athleticism. Very, very fast free safety. Good strong safety. Let's go to Utah. Utah has definitely struggled in this series, but it looks like it's a pretty solid foundation of a roster. Good high-end running back there. Pretty good wide receiver group. Really good tight end group, but the quarterback isn't great. Their offensive line, if the first 2 positions are any indication, this offensive line is absolutely dreadful. This is one of those things that this is me talking as somebody that loves this game. I've always loved the college football games. Why do we have 1 million wide receivers? Running back room, that's about right. You got a ton of quarterbacks that are all young. You have 1 left tackle that's a 53 overall. You have 2 left guards. One's a 67, 70 with the boost. The other one's a 56. You have way too many centers. I'm sure these guys are playing other positions, but that's just roster construction. I mean, the right guard room is good. One of these guys is playing left. Some of these guys are going to have to be playing left tackle. It's just kind of weird. Don't really like the way some of these teams have been built where they've got, 9 tight ends and 2 guys at left tackle. Anyway, back to it. Offensive line, as long as everybody's kind of shifting around positions, looks like it's going to be pretty good. Defensive line, again, just 1 defensive tackle. The ends are pretty solid, though. Linebackers, okay. They're passable. Cornerback room is pretty good. Safeties are just okay. No, they're not. The safety room is pretty dreadful. Okay. We need to go to West Virginia. Good quarterback here at the top. Running backs are okay. Wide receivers not great. Outstanding tight end. Paris John is a sophomore, 92 overall. What in the world? That blocking archetype tends to develop extremely well. He's a 91 overall that does not have a catch in his career. 92 after the boost. But not a great athlete. The guy behind him, though, Solomon Beaver, another guy in that same class, is an outstanding athlete. Offensive line, okay. Good thing they got that high-end blocking tight end. Defensive line, pretty solid there, really and truly. Linebackers, really good the first couple of positions. Quarterbacks, good. Safeties are okay. They're passable. They need some more depth there, but it's passable. And now as we go over to BYU. Okay, quarterback. Good speed there at running back. Top couple of guys at wide receiver look solid. You got a solid tight end. Offensive line's really good. Defensive line's really good. Linebackers are okay. Really good, really fast. Tight end room, or excuse me, cornerback room. So that's good. And that is I went between extremely and incredibly. That's an incredibly athletic defensive back group. They're going to be hard to throw the ball deep on. They're not really overly great. But yeah, anyway, that's kind of the thinking that I have as far as this season. I'm expecting us to make another run at the playoffs. Even in our first year in the Big 12, I would be a little shocked with our schedule and how many good teams we're playing on the road if we get through this season undefeated. But I definitely think that a 10-2, maybe 11-2, winning the Big 12. Like I think we're that caliber of a team. I think we're that much better than most of these teams here in the Big 12. I think we'll be fine. I think it's going to be tight. I think we're going to be more dynamic on offense with more players getting involved. And, yeah, I think we're going to be good. It's just a matter of how good. So if you enjoy the content, like, subscribe. Check out my Atlanta Hawks franchise and my Seattle Mariners franchise on the channel as well. And, yeah, thank you so much for tuning in. Until next time. Peace.